Thank you for staying with us. According to UNICEF, over 46 million Nigerians still practice open defecation, with the Southwest contributing a significant number to this figure. The economic burden of poor sanitation in Nigeria has cost the country over $3 billion annually. In the Southwest, where agriculture and small-scale industries are vital to local economies, water contamination caused by open defecation diminishes agricultural output and hinders industrial activities. With a target to end open defecation in Nigeria by 2025, UNICEF says there is a need for public and private sector collaboration to build toilets and improve sewage systems in both rural and urban areas, as it has been discovered that one of the major drivers of this issue is poverty and a lack of access to hygienic facilities. But joining us in our Abuja studio is the MD CEO, MacPress West Africa, and an environmentalist, Idowu Salau. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning, Veronica. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Now, let's begin with our commitment to addressing this matter of open defecation. If you look at what UNICEF has said, it says that one of the major drivers of this is the matter of poverty and access to hygienic facilities, which are some of the responsibilities of government. So does this speak to government's effort not being enough at addressing this matter?
Well, we cannot say government effort is not being enough. But we can say that is the government following the roadmap that they set by themselves in 2016. There was a roadmap for attaining ODF, open defecation status, free open defecation status by 2025. And the roadmap says for 2 years, between 2016 and 2018, they want to move 4.3 million Nigeria out of the open defecation status. Then 2 years later, another 8.6 to add to 23.1 by 2023. Then they will now add another 11.3 million people to take us off the status. Don't forget, as of 2019, 2018, Nigeria was right in the bottom after India. Now we are number 2 to India in the bottom line of being open defecation free. With the Gawa state government, the Gawa state is the only state as at last year, 17th of October, being declared free of open defecation. And if you look at the statistics of the affected region, northwest, yes, northwest and southwest and and north central has the highest number. Yes, highest number of about 59%. Then south, northwest about 10.something%. Then we have the northeast. So with the event of cholera outbreak in northeast now, I'm not seeing Nigeria coming out of the wood by next year, which is the target. So for now, and look at the socioeconomic impact on people now, and in terms of economic status of Nigerians for now, for them to be able to now say they want to be able to afford water and sanitation infrastructure in their homes, and that is where we are targeting. We are trying to move from the city to the rural area and semi-urban area to be able to provide water and sanitation infrastructure. So with the economic implication situation right now, I'm not seeing government achieving this aim for now. That's what I can say.
So if there is a roadmap and we are not following it, it goes to show that we are obviously not committed to ensuring that we bring an end to the matter of open defecation.
Yeah, you might be correct. What makes commitment to be achieved or achievable? It's simple. Government need to put adequate funding in place. They have to follow their policy and program And they have to do a lot of awareness and education to be able to carry people along. And I give you an example. They said they want involvement on private sector participation in the eradication of open defecation. Fine, it's doable. But are they enforcing it? You go to some eateries, they don't have convenience for both men and female. Go to secondary school, public institution, there is no convenience, there is no public toilet, and no public toilet in our park. These are criteria they use in setting the standard. So even water, public water supply, because that is the major driver of open defecation. Because if you don't have enough public water supply, how do you eliminate open defecation? So government needs to go back to the drawing board and re-strategize and put more effort in terms of funding and in terms of even reducing the impact on health and education. Girl child in particular, I can see some girl child running away from school because they cannot. There is no adequate water supply system in their public toilet, and that's where they can catch diseases. So most of the time we need to put it in place where we are saying that we are having a kind of out of school children. This is part of things that may make us to have more people out of school, particularly the girl child. And that's why government has to put in place in schools, in public institutions, enough of public toilets, sanitation equipment, and encourage private sector who are having public, like filling stations, like supermarket, hotel, to be giving people access to use their public toilet, because to use their convenience. Because if we don't do that, we will not have end to this open defecation problem that we are facing right now.
And now that you said that the 2025 target is really not, foreseeable, especially with the recent statistics by the National Bureau of Statistics saying that, poverty, a larger percentage of the population is below the poverty line. What should be done at this time, especially when you look at the fact that we still have a lot of, economic challenges still facing us at this time, and some cultural issues, some cultural underlying issues that lead to some persons not really wanting to use the toilet?
Yes, you are correct. There is a correlation between poverty and water and sanitation, yes. People who cannot afford to build a standard home, you expect them to have sanitary infrastructure in their little convenience that they have. Even the small flush, the pit hole, some people don't have it. If you go to some part of some villages, what they do is their backyard, that's where they do the open defecation. And we need to stop that. We need to encourage at least little we need to do in terms of maybe market square, city market, urban area, semi-urban area, more of public toilet. Encourage people to use public toilet and put adequate security and maintenance in place. One, if look at this economic situation in Nigeria now, people are clamoring that we don't have enough money to feed, to do this, and we want them to put in place infrastructure, sanitary infrastructure for them to be able to have the best convenience for themselves. I'm not sure we can achieve that. And let me give you an example of a study carried out in Lagos State in 2009 and 2010 for the World Bank. We carried the study out. I was a member of the World Bank team that did the study on strategy for improving sanitary infrastructure in Lagos. That was the time Lagos was trying to improve water supply infrastructure. And the World Bank said, if you improve water supply, there will be problem of wastewater. So we need to tackle wastewater. So that's why they put financing the wastewater infrastructure for Lagos. Now, we went to one of the public hospitals, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and we were surprised with the response of the CMD then that said the advent of sachet water that was available to people who are able to afford to buy pure water. That has led to reduction in the communicable diseases from waterborne, such as waterborne diseases, because they now have access to water to drink, which has gone through a little bit of purification. You can see the linkage. People can afford sachet water at that time, 5 naira, 10 naira. Now, how much is sachet water? Considering even the fact that Lagos State is now banning the single-use plastic, and that's what we use in packaging sachet water. You can see the correlation between the two, between poverty and the open defecation. So if we don't have access to water, I'm not sure we can attain this as we are promising against next year for us to be open defecation free. So you need to look at it very well. We need to improve the economic status of people. And don't forget again, the health implication. I keep emphasizing on health implication. Look at how much it's costing Nigeria to tackle waterborne diseases yearly, about $1.5 billion. So where do we go from that? So we just need to put in place the adequate infrastructure, the right funding, enlightenment, and the government, both at state level, local government level, and at federal level, have to synergize. They have to cooperate.
That's where my next question is, actually, because we have a situation on our hands, and we cannot say because we cannot meet a target, or we may not be able to meet a target, we do not find solution to actually addressing the situation as it is. The UNICEF has said that we need about 20 million toilets to be able to address this matter of open defecation. And I'm wondering what the role of subnationals, local government, and all that you have mentioned, how we can collaborate, synergize to ensure that we build this number of toilets or get the right funding and address this issue as much as possible.
Imagine the economic achievement or economic gain that Nigeria will get by providing 20 million toilets in terms of job creation, at the same time solving a problem. If government puts the right funding there and get the right partner to fund the execution or creation of these 20 million toilets, people economic status will increase. Nigeria will get job, and again we will be able to target the status we are aiming for. So everything work together. Health status will reduce in terms of bringing down the health impact. At the same time, it will increase economic activities. People who are selling these sanitary wares will have more income. Then we will be able to defend our open defecation status by moving a little bit maybe upward in the ladder. I think we won't be in the first 10 again. So if such happen, and I believe we can do it, a mini toilet, if you put 5 toilets for male, 5 toilets for female in public area, it will cost more than 10 million to put, and with borehole and running water system. And even it's sustainable by the time you give it to people to run on a public-private partnership. It's already giving some people employment opportunity. So these are the area. This is how to look at it. So don't just look at it as if where is the money coming from. It's a sustainable circular economy project. So if they can follow the UNICEF advice in terms of providing the 20 million toilets, I think I support it. And I think governments will work towards that as part of their roadmap.
So what should be the role of state governments in this?
State government need to partner with multilateral by coming up with a policy and program that will allow them to achieve this deficit in sanitation, in water and sanitation infrastructure. They can partner with African Development Bank, they can partner with World Bank, they can partner with Water Aid, they can partner with so many organizations that are into water development. And in this area, let them first map out most of the public toilet we have. Are they enough? How many public parks do we have? Do they have, how many markets do we have? Then how would they encourage private owner of supermarkets, shop owner and shopping mall to always put a convenient public, a mini toilet for people, a passerby, so that you can go in and there and use the convenience when the nature call for it. So these are areas government need to implement the action for be able to reduce the general practice of open defecation. Without that, we are not going to go to anywhere.
I mean, that's a step in the right direction anyways, but you sound very sure that there will be an end or a limit to open defecation if we have this 20 million toilets. Let's not also forget the Nigerian attitude or the Nigerian posture to open defecation. It may take a while to actually convince those, especially those who are to an extent have an affiliation with their religion or culture in terms of open defecation. So how much work do we have to do as regards that?
One, we have to put enforcement in place. Enforcement, penalty for defaulter, and penalty for those who refuse to allow people to come to use their convenience. Yes, it must be made compulsory that if anybody is passing, either you buy something from my shop or you didn't buy anything from the shop, for as long as he approach you politely and say, please, I'm pressed, I need to use the toilet. That if the person didn't allow you, then there must be an appropriate authority you report to. Because this should be a kind of encouragement, partnership between public and private institutions. So for them able to collaborate, because we are targeting public interest this time around. We want to, because we know that the effect of open defecation affect the generality of Nigeria. So we cannot continue to just shy away from maybe evoking the right penalty for defaulter in both directions. So we need legislation, if there is no legislation, for us to be able to back it up. Because in the other climb, if you are going anywhere, you can go to hotel and use their restroom. You can go branch in any restaurant or eateries and use their restroom when you are prepped, because they find you defacing their environment, you'll be arrested. So everybody is aware of that. So that's why we have to carry out enough awareness, enough education, and at the same time, prepare people's mind to it. Look at Lagos. Lagos is getting a little bit of point in the area of enforcement. We have Kai. The Kai Marshal, if they arrest you for defacing the face of Lagos, you are going to go to the court. They have the mobile court there, and that is the kind of thing that we are appealing to other states to emulate. How did the Jigawa state government? How are they able to make it to be free of open defecation? We need to emulate it. We need to go and look at it. Other states need to copy Jigawa state. Then federal government used to encourage subnational from local government. About 126 local government is already making progress out of 774, but that is not enough. So we need to keep moving in the area of enforcing, that's enforcement, and at the same time education and awareness. Then increase funding for provision of infrastructure for the water and sanitation infrastructure, for be able to achieve what we are looking for.
Now let's look at the matter of educating people. Do you think we have been strategically carrying out awareness and education appropriately? Because you look around Lagos, for instance, I still see some persons, defecating openly while on my way to work early hours of the morning. In fact, in certain places, for instance, the major roads, you still see some people entering the gutters defecating. I'm wondering, do you think that there is something missing that these people are not understanding for them to know that what they are doing is actually wrong?
Veronica, that's a very good question you just asked. What happened to our wole in the past that goes to every home to check your facility for sanitation, that check your cleanliness in the environment? They look for your pit. They ask you why you not having running water. They look and put it in place and put the record there. Because where is those sanitary officers? We don't see them again like before. We call them wole wole. So government should look at that again by maybe revigorate to improve their activities within the power of either from the state to local government, so that the wole, the so-called sanitary inspection, will go to each home at local government level, check their preparation for the provision of this sanitary material or sanitation material in terms of standard toilets for residential and standard toilets for commercial. These are the kind of things that may reduce the impact of open defecation. And again, people should be made to be aware that if you don't use landlords should be made to aware, if you don't put the right infrastructure in place for your tenant to have adequate toilet and water supply, then there will be a sanction in terms of maybe taking you to court and maybe giving you an abatement notice. These are the kind of things that we need to reintroduce. In the 70s, in the 60s, the wole wole, they are always there. When they said they are coming, everybody start running scatter. We were young then, and at the same time, we know the impact, so that you keep your environment clean, and that reduces the public health. So these are things that we need to put in place, Veronica, so that the issue of open defecation will be a thing of the past in Nigeria.
Now, the issue is our strategy for creating awareness. Is there something we are not doing right? Because most people still do not understand that open defecation is wrong. That's actually the question.
It's not that our strategy is not the right way. We have the right approach. It's enforcement. It's enforcement. Believe me, people are aware. They know. But some people already have that. Some people say, traditionally, I'm always going to the bush to ease myself to defecate. And they will say, no, I can't use toilet. I know of a high-ranking person, whenever we are going there, oh, I prefer to use the bush. But is it convenient for them to? No. The danger there is too enormous. Even for them going inside the bush, they can be bitten by any reptile or this or that. And at the same time, they are already defacing the environment and causing public concern. So what we need to do is just to work together in synergy with both individual, the actors at the state level, local government level, and federal level, to put more awareness and education among the populace, so that they will know that open defecation is a bad idea morally and even against the constitution of the country. Because if we don't put it that way, then people will not know that, yes, they are committing any crime by defecating in public places. That's my own advice.
Right. Okay. We'll leave the conversation here now. Idu Salau, MD, CEO, Mark Press, West Africa, an environmentalist. Thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, in less than 2 months, residents of Ondo State will go out to elect their next governor. Join us after the break for this conversation, especially with regards to INEC